Okay, here we are. So I'm going to be using these 4 pieces of scrap to use for like one side, and I'm going to try to incorporate this little scrap of jeans because I'm not sure exactly what this was for, and this seems like a good time to use it. And as I mentioned in the other video, I'll be using this piece. Those are our pieces. So these are all one side, and this is going to be the back side. Okay, so I apologize to all you pros out there. I don't have an ironing board. I do have an closing iron, but I don't have an ironing board. So, and I don't exactly know what I can use as one without damaging property or, you know, breaking something or burning something. You know what I mean? So I'm just doing it wrinkly. I really hate the fact that I'm doing it. I know a lot of you guys probably do too. I'm really sorry. I will get an ironing board as soon as I physically can. Please forgive me. Anyway, this is my idea. This is what I'm going with. I'm going to be doing the green around the blue like this. You can kind of see. Let me aim it toward the light of the window a little bit. This will be the decal, and I'll have green on the bottom of it too. You know, it'll be like the jeans in the middle, green on the outside. That's what we're gonna do. You do this, when you start doing designs like this, you gotta make sure that the faces of your fabrics are against each other. So when you do the line, right, you do the line, and then you open it up, and it'll then be the solid design. Need to clarify that for anybody who's new to this. I've made the mistake 100 times. It's not that big of a deal. You can take the seams back out, flip it around. It just takes time and patience. So we have our line here. I did our line against this other piece of fabric, and it turned out like this. Pretty good. Seems pretty good. So we're going to put another one here on the side, right here. I know this is really messy. I'm sorry, guys. Put another one right here. That'll allow us to add another corner here. I'm going to run the seam over this other bit here too, so that it connects to both the jeans and this separate piece of fabric. Okay, same as last time. We have our edges lined up. This piece is a little small, so actually give me a sec. I'm going to switch it out for the longer piece because it is a longer side of the jeans. And something I want to point out, something about jeans is after they get cut, or if they're cut a certain way, they start to fray like this. When they fray like this, you can run a lighter across them and defray them, or whatever you call it. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what it's called. But yeah, I'm gonna use this on this edge, and when I do this, when I line this up, you'll see just over the top edge of the fabric, the other side. That's not good. That means if you try and sew through this, it's not gonna hold. So I'm gonna have to sew it down here. Get what I'm saying? Like a little farther away from this fray, so after I sew it, I could come back and, you know, take care of that. This side looks a little frayed too, so I'm probably gonna have to do about the same there. Shoot. Honestly. Okay. This time, I didn't realize before that this seam didn't quite reach all the way down because this is curved. So, what I'm going to do to fix that is sew this bit slightly down a little bit so that this seam gets lined up with this one. That way it's secure. Yeah, I got a lot of loose string on here, but that was the final detail seam. My my jeans are going to be a little off center, obviously. I didn't expect them to be on center, but that's kind of the whole appeal to having a unique hot pad. It's not supposed to look natural. It's abstract. That's the kind of work I like doing. So, I didn't finish these seams for a reason. I like getting all my edges on first, so that way I can get all of these seams just perfectly lined up. These wrinkles right here, perfectly lined up, so I can sew them in a pattern that I like. Well, I guess there's actually a name for it. I can't remember. Is it log cabin or something like that? It's an actual design that's like this. You have one over here, one over there, one over this. It's like how you fold a box in. If you guys ever folded a cardboard box together, you know, you do one flap, another flap, the other flap through that one, and that one folds between those and it locks them all in place. Same idea here. So I ran into a bit of a complication. It's not going to be 10 by 10. I'm probably going to have to cut it down to 8 by 8. It turns out that my eyesight failed me, and measuring this like this didn't work. So, however, this is the finished little bit. I have little bits up here at the edge that are exposed, so I might have to cut myself a smaller stencil or simply just do it by hand, just eye it. And to be honest with you, it might simply just be easier to eye it. So that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, I got my edges lined up. As you guys may have saw in my stencil video or the beginning of my last video, it's the same process. Just line up your stencil thing. I've already got it lined up, so I'll go over it here again in a second after this cut. I just want to get this cut done, because this is the most important cut. Is the first one, because that's what's aligning everything in the project. If you mess up the first cut, I mean any cut really, but the first cut, it's automatically kind of like you got to find a way around it. So first cut's the most important in my opinion. I have my stencil lined up to the best of my ability. I'm going to do the cut now. Nice and easy. Make sure to get it nice and even and flat. Perfect. Flat and about as straight as I think I can get it. It's curved. I can see it. Shoot. Give me a sec. The fuck? How does that happen? You were lined up perfectly. Why did you get wrinkled? I bet that's what happened. You got wrinkled, huh? So you gotta get this edge perfectly lined up there. This edge perfectly lined up there. Okay. This time it's gonna be straight, I promise. I don't know what happened last time. There we go. It's straight now. So we're gonna get our next line lined up. Now, hold on. To help you guys get a better idea of what I'm doing here, sorry for the lights, I know they're blinding. I'm keeping an inch between the fabrics here. I think I'm going to change up plans slightly. It's still going to be a hot pad, but it's going to be rectangular. I think maybe it'll be useful for, like, you know, cookie pots and stuff. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what you'll be seeing. It's very important for me to make sure that I'm doing this safely and correctly. Bring this down a little more. Actually, it seems our fabric up a bit. There we go. Okay. There it is. Another equal line. That's an inch. Looks like this one I may have cut it 2 inches by accident, which is fine. Or 1.5 inches even, which is fine. That just means that this side I can do the same thing. Oh, it's 1.5 inches. Okay. So then what I need to do is bring this up here. So about right there, I'd say. Nice and flat. Put this here. Bring it down a slight bit. Come on. This is taking a lot longer than it should. It's a good thing I'm gonna double speed this son of a bitch. Alright. Here we go. Last 2 cuts. Okay. I may have accidentally let that move, but it's fine. And this one was an inch, right? So this one an inch. We'll try to. Looks about right. Alright, there it is, the front of our hot pad, guys. Nice and clean. Looks really good. Might actually be easier to see from this side. Got our seams are really good. Some wrinkles there, but that's alright. And like I said, I'm working with wrinkly material. I don't have an ironing board. Now, for the next couple steps, and I think this part is also just as, you know, the whole process is important to make sure you're doing the right thing. The inside of the hot pad. This is actually quilting felt or something like, I can't remember what it's called. Fleece? I always forget what this is called, and it hurts me to know this. But you put this in the middle of it, and it keeps it warm, or, you know, it soaks up the heat, or whatever, I don't know. It keeps it from burning the counters too. You put this in the middle of a quilt, and you know, it holds warmth. So, there. Now I'm going to be using this as my stencil, but the reason I'm doing that is so that this and this are all the same size. Because if they're not, you're gonna have issues. Oh, you see my cat up there? That's Conan. He's trying to be in the video too today, I guess. Honestly, I was trying to wait a little while before introducing him, but that's Conan.
What? Why are you jumpy? You're not in trouble? I know you stole my spot, but you're not in trouble.
Yeah, he jumpy. He a little skittish. We got him from the pound. He's a little jumpy, but he's a love dove. Also a troublemaker. Okay. So, here we go. Okay. This is what it's going to look like when you start to cut it, using this top bit as a stencil. Ignore this little extra bit here. Don't worry. It still looks the same on the other side. The only reason it's like that, if you don't remember, is because of that little extra bit of jeans that was hanging over, which is perfectly fine. It's no big deal. It's not going to affect nothing. You're going to want your insides on the bottom, your back side next to that, with the facing, the pattern facing up, with the top piece facing that. The reason for that, I will explain later. Just trust the process. It's going to be a whole lot easier. Now, I'm not going to be just like, going along it like this to make it. I'm still going to use this so I have my straight lines. I'm going to give a very, very tiny amount of space on this top piece of fabric so that way I know that I am lining up with it. And then just use it as a stencil. It honestly doesn't really matter what direction it's facing. It could be diagonal, it could be sideways. As long as every piece of this top stencil has the felt underneath it, you'll get a solid piece. So, let's start cutting. Don't mind me, just destroying things. Oh yeah. This way. This way, make sure those are lined up. A little bit of space. And then grab all three pieces and spin. Line this up nice and flat. This on here real good. Another line done. This is probably the easier part of cutting, just simply because all you have to do is line it up and go. This is not like a whole lot of measuring, making sure you're in the right place, yada yada. You just really put it on there and push and slide. Push and slide. Boom. Your pieces are off. And that is going to make our little hot pad. See how it has, this is the inside. The reason we're doing that is so when we put it all together and we fold it inside out, you'll see when I show you in the next video. This will be the end of this video, but I'm gonna finish explaining the best I can. You're gonna sew along these edges, right? And that is gonna make a pocket. And then you fold it inside out. This will be on the outside, this will be on the outside, and this will be on the inside. So that way, when you fold it inside out, it'll look normal. And then you'll just finish by going over that edge, and you'll see when I do it in the next video how I tend to do my edges. I like to do patterns and stuff, so I'll try to make this somewhat interesting. But for now, I'm gonna leave this project here, and I'm gonna go get some more rest because my stomach's starting to hurt again. Have a wonderful day, guys. I love you all. Take care.